This is the level of petty that I live for. So apparently a Kia dealership and one of its customers got into it over a repossession, and the customer decided to clap back at the dealer in the most unexpected way. After her car was taken, she went digging, found out the dealer never registered its own business name, and she registered it herself and then sent them a cease and desist letter. Now, I know what you're thinking. If Tia McCreary, the customer, had just paid for her car, none of this would have happened. But that's not why the repo happened at all. In fact, I think a lot of us will find that she definitely has reason to be upset. So reports say that she bought the car in February, and about a month later, the dealership allegedly determined that, quote, the available information regarding McCreary's income was not sufficient to substantiate a loan in the requested amount, end quote. Dealerships sometimes hand out financing before they've actually secured the financing, basically guessing if they can get the loan approved or not. Then days or weeks later, they call saying that there's a problem, and then they pressure people to come back in. By that point, you're already emotionally committed to the car, and they can push you into a higher interest rate or even threaten you by saying, you know, we already sold your trade-in. I'm not saying that happened here, but dealerships do this all the time, and I just know that dealership financing can be a super shady business that everybody needs to be careful of if they partake in. Anyways, back to the story. Tia was absolutely fuming here, and I can't say I blame her. When she dug deeper, she found Taylor Kia of Lima wasn't even registered by the state because the dealership forgot to renew it, so she registered the name. Now, technically, it was her name, so she filed an injunction to stop the dealership from doing business under that name, and she didn't stop there. She also filed a fraud complaint against the dealership's parent company for the situation that happened with the financing. At this point, honestly, it might just be cheaper for the dealership just to like hand over the car in exchange for naming rights rather than to drag this out in court and pay a lawyer. Without all of the information, I can't say definitely who's in the wrong here, but I just have a feeling that the dealer's probably in the wrong. If you let the person wait an entire month, you just have to resign to the fact that now you owe them this loan that you told them that they can have, instead of saying, oh, well, we can't get you financing, and then just taking the car back. That being said, I think all of this would be easily prevented if they made it illegal for dealers to hand over financing that they don't actually have in hand. That just seems ridiculous to me.